Hey guys, today we're gonna do a really super easy Instant Pot meal. Dairy free, of course, and it's great served. You can do tons of things with it. You can do like a taco bowl. You can do all kinds of things with this yummy Chipotle shredded beef, and it's all done in the Instant Pot. So we're gonna get it started. Okay, I have my Instant Pot heated up. It's on saute. It's been preheating for about 7 minutes. So I'm gonna put in about 2 tablespoons of oil because I'm gonna sear off my roast before I pressure cook it. So I'm going to salt, and I'm gonna put some salt and some garlic powder on the outside of my roast here. And this is a big piece of meat, so we're gonna wanna salt it pretty liberally. I'm just gonna get my garlic powder. This, we love using chuck roast. This is a 2.5 pound chuck roast that we're gonna use for this Chipotle shredded beef. And we love using chuck roast because it's super flavorful once it's cooked and it has, lots of, so put that in there. And we're gonna let it sear maybe 4 to 5 minutes aside. But anyways, we love using chuck roast because it's just super flavorful once it cooks. It has a lot of yummy, beefy flavor and like good. It's just a really good fatty cut of meat, and it makes great shredded beef and great for taco bowls. Great for really
anything.
Just anything. Yeah. We've been known just to eat a bowl of it. This shredded beef would be great on cauliflower rice. That's typically what we serve it on if we're going to do it in like bowl form. And you can use the cilantro lime or the cilantro lime garlic cauliflower rice that we already have posted, or you can even use the Mexican cauliflower rice that we have a video for. So for this Chipotle shredded beef, we're gonna season it up with some onion and some bell pepper, and we're gonna use some chipotle peppers. Now these are smoked jalapenos, and they're packed in adobo sauce, which is like a spicy, smoky sauce, really packed full of flavor, super spicy peppers. So we're only gonna use 2 of these peppers out of this can. If you want it more spicy, feel free to add more. We're also gonna use some of the adobo sauce in here. But you're not gonna use this whole can, so I freeze the rest for later on. So it's super easy to use.
And they're really good.
Yeah, and they freeze really well, and they give great flavor to, especially like beefy, even chicken, pork. So you should definitely experiment with these if you like spicy food. This is really good. All right, I'm gonna flip this over. This guy has been nice and golden brown on the one side. So we're going to sear it on the other side. This is gonna allow the meat on the outside to caramelize and just give even more yummy flavor to the beef at the end. To this, we're gonna add an onion. We're gonna add some bell pepper. We're gonna add a bunch of chopped garlic because we love garlic.
Yes.
We have about 4 cloves here, but if you want less, you can add less. If you want more, feel free. And then we're gonna add our chipotle peppers. I've diced these up. I've left the seeds in. If you are trying to cut down on the spice a little bit, seed your peppers. It'll be a little bit messy, but just scrape those seeds out before you chop them up. And then we're gonna season it up with a little bit of chili powder and cumin and let it go. About 20 minutes per pound, I would say. So it's about time to throw everything in. So we ready?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going in. Onion and bell pepper. You can use green, colored. I had red laying around, so we use red. Here's my garlic. Lots of chopped garlic in here. My chipotle peppers are all diced up, nice and spicy. I'm going to use some bone broth in here. I got this. I like keeping these on hand. I'm actually going to use the rest of this tomorrow for a dish I'm making for some guests here. But it's great to have on hand for stuff just like this. You're not using your own really good bone broth for something like this, but feel free to use stock or broth or whatever you'd like. But this is bone broth in a Tetra Pak. And we're going to add about a cup of beef broth or beef stock. And I am going to add a little bit more salt to season that one side that I just flipped over. And you can always adjust the seasoning afterwards. And to this, I'm gonna add some cumin and some chili powder. So I'm gonna go with some cumin. This has like a kind of a smoky flavor. So at this point, I'm just gonna turn it off because I'm just adding everything in. No sense in it bubbling away. And some chili powder. And I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of each of those. This would be like a really super quick weeknight meal when you get home, throw it in there. Or even to make a meal prep on a Sunday, make a batch of this, and then you have stuff for like taco bowls, shredded taco bowls throughout the week. This is a great meal prep recipe. So I'm gonna get all this in here, get all the spices mixed in. It smells delicious. And I'm gonna get my lid on. And I'm gonna cook this on high pressure for 20 minutes per pound. So this is gonna be about 50 minutes for this roast, which is about 2.5 pounds. So we're gonna get it going and we'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Told you that was super quick. Okay, so our Chipotle shredded beef just went off. We had it in the pressure cooker, if you remember, for about 20 minutes per pound. And then I let it natural release for like 15 to 20 minutes. And then if there's any pressure left, we just release it and pull it out. So this is what it looks like straight out of the pressure cooker. And what I've done is I'm gonna put it on a plate. I'm gonna shred it up. And then I've turned the pressure cooker, the Instant Pot, back on saute to kind of reduce down the juices in the Instant Pot so we can put the meat back. You know, I like to have kind of like a juicy, because it makes, you know, it kind of coats your rice. If you're gonna eat it on a rice bowl, it's good. I mean, why waste the juices? Yeah, and they're delicious. So this is like pull apart tender after a little bit in the pressure cooker. I mean, you can see it's just like shreds, super easy. So we want to shred all this up. You can use 2 forks. You can use some tongs. You can use whatever you want. But you just shred the beef up, super easy. I mean, it's like no effort at all because it's so tender after being in the Instant Pot that long. And super moist because it's a great cut of meat for this. It's a chuck roast, so it has great fat. The Instant Pot's great for that because it just makes it more tender. So I'm gonna get this all shredded up, and my juices are reducing in the back, and I'll show you what it looks like when it all comes together. All right, I let the juices from the Chipotle shredded beef kind of reduce on saute for like 7 to 10 minutes. Until they just reduce a little bit. They're not gonna, like I said, they're not gonna thicken up, but they'll kind of intensify and add like beefy, juicy yumminess to the shredded beef. So here's my beef. I shredded it all up. I removed all the big clumps of fat that nobody likes to eat. And so typically I would put this back in or pour the juice over the beef and serve it like that. But since my juices are already in the Instant Pot, I may as well mix it all together. And there we go. So now that the beef is shredded apart and back in the juice, it will kind of like absorb and take up some of the flavor of the juice that's difficult to get like in it when it's cooking. So it just makes it super yummy. This is also one of those recipes that's going to be better the next day. Like as it sits 2 or 3 days down the road, it's going to be great. So great for meal prepping.
It has more time to absorb flavor.
Yeah. Great for meal prepping. If you love like pot roasts that fall apart tender, like barbacoa style, you're gonna love this. It's delicious. We have a little bit of cauliflower rice. I would serve this over a little bit of cauliflower rice. We like to put it on, top it with like a fresh pico de gallo, not like a salsa, but like a fresh onion, garlic, tomato, lime juice, pico de gallo, and the lime juice really cuts through the like fatty like richness of the beef. It's just a really super yummy combination. So that's how we would serve this. So let me get a little bit of cauliflower rice and we'll serve up some beef. I don't have any pico de gallo, but we'll imagine it's there, right? So I would serve this up, a little bit of cauliflower rice at the bottom. A little bit of the shredded beef all soaked in the liquid. You don't want to dry it off too much because that's where all the flavor is. And I would probably even get a little bit of the juice and like extra
Why not
juice.
get a little bit of the juice? It just adds a little extra flavor.
And then with some pico de gallo on top, or actually just as it is, maybe some sliced avocado.
Can't go wrong.
Oh yeah, and some lime. A little bit of lime juice. You want some? Oh, so serve this up with, like I said, your favorite pico de gallo. Make some. It doesn't take long. Or if you're gonna not do the pico de gallo, do a little bit of lime.
Yeah.
So the lime and the beefiness and it's like a match made in heaven. So we would squirt a little bit of lime on here, and it kind of cuts through that acid kind of cuts through the fattiness. So good. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Maddie's full because she's been eating all day. But it's good. I know Dad's been waiting for this. He's like, is it done yet? Is it done yet? Nope, it's not done yet. But I would recommend, if you're gonna do it plain, and like I said, you're gonna put it in the pressure cooker and, you know, cook it, let it release. I mean, it's like a hands-off dinner. Have your cauliflower rice done, no problem. A little squeeze of lime, or if you're feeling ambitious, whip up some pico de gallo. Delish.
Like,
Oh yeah.
that's really good.
Nobody needs cheese on that. And that's the great thing about this is typically when you think Mexican food, you think enchiladas, tacos, all these cheesy dairy-filled dishes. This is one of those dishes that's perfectly, amazingly good with no dairy whatsoever. And when you're eating it, you're not wanting cheese, you're not wanting anything creamy. If you want it creamy, add some avocado. I think that would give a nice cooling effect, but with the lime, insanely good. So, yeah. All right. So for a quick, easy, no fuss, let's call it that, weeknight meal, whip up a batch of this yummy Chipotle shredded beef, serve it up with some cauliflower rice, and you got yourself a great dairy-free weeknight meal.
Yes.
Yes. So we'll see y'all next time. Bye.